Welcome back to First Things First. Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks, who host a podcast that Dusty wished he worked for instead of this show, so he always bitches stories from it. We're ranking quarterbacks by division on that said Move the Sticks podcast. When they got to the NFC North, Jeremiah picked Caleb Williams as the worst in the division. Wow. Take a listen.
Jared Goff is 1 for me. I have Jordan Love 2. I have Sam Darnold 3, Caleb Williams 4. And that's just, look, that's just because I think it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment period with Caleb. And then I think that, he's got a chance. Sky's the limit.
Okay. With respect, unless the adjustment period is he decides to play the first half of the season left-handed, he is going to be better than Sam Darnold. So, Brew, I ask you, more likely, Caleb Williams is the best or the worst quarterback in a division that currently has Sam Darnold as a starting quarterback?
Well, look, I agree with you that he won't be the worst.
Well, that's not the...
If the three, I would have Love and Goff, however you want to have them as 1 and 2, and I'd have Caleb 3. And Darnold / J.J. McCarthy, whoever ends up playing the most there in Minnesota. But I think this is the thinking. So my answer is he's more likely to be worst.
Okay.
I don't see him being better than Love and Goff this year. Now, I think eventually, as Jeremiah said, sky's the limit. But this year, I do think he's going to have some growing pains. He's going to have to get on schedule. I think he's going to realize his athleticism that bailed him out a lot and was great in college is not going to be the same in the NFL because just faster, bigger guys and stuff. So I think there will be an adjustment period, and I'm guessing, and Bucky Brooks didn't even push back a ton on that, at least from what we saw. I'm guessing their thought is this. Darnold, after a year with Shanahan in San Francisco, and J.J. McCarthy, because that's kind of the type of quarterback he is, can paint by numbers in Kevin O'Connell's system. O'Connell's a Shanahan type guy. Yeah, Darnold's been bad, all right? But I think that's the only justification for me is that they can go in there and do what they're told in O'Connell's system. But no, I would put him 3rd. But the question, more likely to be the worst. I don't see him being the best in this division this year.
It's not likely. It's a good division. But it is more likely that he's the best than the worst because it's off the board that he's going to be the worst. So Jared,
is it?
Yes.
So Jared Goff, the last 2 years has been very good. Back-to-back 4,400-yard seasons, 29 touchdowns, 30 touchdowns. But we've seen Jared Goff have big regression before.
We've seen Goff be awful.
And if they have a few injuries to their offensive line, his numbers plummet if he's under pressure. So in a less-than-ideal situation, obviously Goff can regress. Jordan Love last year, 4,200 yards, 31 touchdowns, was excellent. But it's a small sample. They're very young. Obviously, he could regress.
You can keep going. Just show my Jordan Love graphic while Danny keeps going. Because Jordan Love, it was really not a great season. It was a brilliant second half of a season.
But so brilliant that overall
ascending
the stats
is what I said.
Look good.
No, I understand. My point is, we talk about the Jordan Love sample is actually a very small one as well. Because you know what I mean? It is not even just one full season where he's looked awesome. It is a half season where he's looked awesome.
And a playoff game.
One great playoff game and one really poor playoff game.
Would you agree, though, the fact that he's older, whether it's by age or not, but that he sat for 3 years behind Aaron Rodgers, that helps him.
Sure.
And it's like, okay, he hadn't played a ton, but he's experienced and sat,
no doubt
behind
about it.
How I put it was like Goff, stable, but we've seen him fall off. Love, impressive, and ascending.
It's not that common that Goff falls off, though.
No, but we've seen it happen once before, and his numbers when under pressure are bad.
Under pressure,
and so, if that offensive line suffered injuries, I think it's in play that he regresses. Can we put up Sam Darnold's best season ever?
Okay, please. I'd love to.
This is the best season of his
I thought
career.
You were going to show something at USC.
Yeah, well, that would have been funny. But 19 touchdowns, 13
better than
picks.
I thought.
But he's got 7 years in the league. That's the best season he's ever had. I will be floored if Caleb's worse than that.
And here's the
That's his best year.
So I agree with almost everything you said. So I think that we know what Jared Goff is. When he is protected, he's a very solid B plus A minus. And when he's pressured, it's a train wreck. And so I think we know. I can't say he has a high floor because the floor falls out if the protection's not there. But we know he's, even under the most ideal circumstances, he's not spectacular. He's not Jared Goff. He can be.
But you said A-.
A-, yeah. I think under these circumstances,
get you to the Super Bowl.
No doubt. And
Yes.
and by the way, he has great circumstances. We talked about in the previous segment in Detroit with the offensive line, the weapons, all of it. I think Jordan Love is potentially going to be excellent. I think that we need to pump the brakes a bit just because it is, in my opinion, C.J. Stroud has almost doubled the sample of good football, great football, and C.J. Stroud's played 1 year. But that brings me to the other point as to why I think he can be the best. This idea that rookie quarterbacks don't succeed immediately is somewhat anachronistic. A lot of them do these days. Not all of them, but Stroud, Herbert, as far as getting close to their ceiling or being excellent early. Dak, Russ, Luck, RG3, Baker, his first year was as good as statistically, basically in the year he's had. Cam was excellent his first year. Ben, that's 9 guys in the last 10, 11 years. I guess Ben goes further back, but take Ben out of it.
And none in this good of a situation.
None in this good of a situation. It is, yes, there are. Peyton Manning, his first year famously threw 31 picks. I understand. And we do. Josh Allen, his rookie year was brutal, and by year 3 was excellent. I'm not saying it's across the board, but there was a period of time where it was like rookie quarterback is going to be brutal, even if they're going to be great, unless his name's Dan Marino. Recent history, that's not the case. So I think Caleb, under this circumstance, Stroud is the comp where they won 10 games, probably could have won if he didn't get hurt 11 or 12. Look at the weapons situation, because I'll take what Caleb has.
He's got great weapons.
And we
doubt.
thought Stroud was in a good situation from a weapons perspective. This is a better situation. And he's not going to a 3-win team like Stroud was, or a 2-win team, however many games they won. He's going to a 7-win team. So, bro, I think he absolutely could be the best quarterback in the division.
I will be stunned. And I don't like Caleb as much as you, but I like him a lot. I'll be stunned as a C.J. Stroud season.
Really?
Stunned. Yes.
So
I don't think that happens that often. I know you mentioned some quarterbacks, and they did have great years, but I don't think it happens that often. I think they're going to be growing pains.
See, I don't know why he can't do what Justin Herbert did. And I understand Herbert. I think that year they won 8 or 9 games.
Shocked us with how good he was right away.
Yeah, and the other guy I'll bring up is Dak. Now, Dak, they had Zeke, and Zeke was excellent, but Dak that year
was a game manager.
Was a game manager. But this is... We're
like Trevor's had, and even if you throw out the Urban Meyer year, Trevor has yet in 3 years to have a great
season.
Year.
That's true. I think that Caleb is going to. Everyone talks about adjusting to the NFL. I think one of the positive adjustments is going to be, for the first time, it's like, oh, I don't have to be Superman.
Correct.
Oh, if I don't have to play every drive. Like, if we don't get a touchdown, we're going to lose the game. So I think he will throttle back somewhat. We'll see.
Well, and I think that's one of the questions. Like, you've been Superman your whole life.
Yep.
Can you throttle it back? I think eventually he'll learn to, but I think that's going to be part of the adjustment.
J.J. Redick is the next head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. How should LeBron James feel about it? We'll discuss it next. First things first.
When you're traveling with 3 kids and pretty much everything they own.
Hi, guys.